Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
After the excitement of Friday night, there's an adrenaline slump. You've got to celebrate, I suppose, and enjoy the moment, like you said. But how do you get through that and prepare already for a big game on Wednesday night?
Well, if I'm honest, after such a game and also lots of emotion, I'm always very, very tired and done. I need just a bit relaxed time on the sofa to calm down and views also exactly like with my players. The last 1-2 days also to recover a little bit and also to get leveled again, because we are heading into a pretty busy period right now with obviously the FA Cup game and then also 3 league games within 6 days. So we need all the energy, and for that was important the last 2 days also to calm the load a bit down and to clear the head a bit in order to be mentally and physically also ready for the next couple of weeks, because the load will be immense and we have important games for us, and we head into the new week with a good feeling and also with confidence and with a smile on our face. I think that's quite important. But so from today on we are also focused for the next big game, yes.
And Chelsea head in on the back of a defeat, which will be damaging for the club and the morale. So do you sense a little bit more of a chance than maybe others would give you going into this one on Wednesday?
No, I don't think it will help, because Chelsea as a club and also with this high talented players, they will always have the ambition to play in Europe, and the quickest, the easiest way for them is to use the FA Cup right now, because it's even a bit more likely to use the FA Cup in comparison to the league perhaps, and for that I expect also an opponent who will be very, very focused on this game and obviously pretty much concentrated, because I think it's the best chance also to play in Europe next season, and for that I think they are really highly motivated to use this. For us it's also a big game, because we would like to extend our cup run a bit more. But we also have to keep in mind that for us as a club, there are also a few other important things at the moment where we have to focus on, and for that I don't think that the result will make our life easier. I think it will be even a bit more complicated, because I'm quite sure they will concentrate right now, especially on this game. Yes.
Leeds' history hasn't been great in the FA Cup for the last 20 years. I think it's 21 years since they've reached the quarter-final. So if you were to do it, Daniel, how big an achievement would it be to win on Wednesday night, with that in mind?
Well, I'm a big believer. I've mentioned it several times in cup competitions, and especially in the FA Cup. It's probably the cup competition with the biggest history in whole Western Europe, and I think it's always important for us. It has more or less really the same value and the same priority like the league. We want to represent our club in the best possible way, and also in the FA Cup. Obviously, once you're in the crunch time period for promotion back to the Premier League, then you have to keep this also a bit in mind, and you have to make sure that in your decision making you won't do anything stupid, and we won't risk any player, especially because we head into such a busy period. And but nevertheless, we know that we'll have an amazing traveling support again, and it's a spotlight game, and everyone is focused on this game, and we want to present ourselves in the best possible way, and also to get the best possible result. If I'm honest, I would prefer to have this game under a bit different circumstances, and not within a schedule when we have 4 games within 10 days and 3 league games within 6 days coming up. Right now the kickoff Wednesday evening, and then we have Saturday the early kickoff at 12:30. So it's a bit unlucky, because normally we will definitely be the underdog in such a game. There's no doubt about this. So would like to be able to concentrate even a bit more on this game, and to prepare perhaps even a bit more, and don't have to have in our mind already, okay, 2.5 days later we play a pretty important local derby for us against Huddersfield. So but sometimes you can't choose, and we have to take the things like they are, and for that we want to make the best out of these circumstances and want to be there with the best possible result.
So would that include maybe bringing Connor Roberts will be available for this game?
Yes.
How much is he in your thoughts for Wednesday night for a start? And is there anybody else coming back for you?
Well, to be honest, at the moment all my players are in my thoughts, because we have such a tight group at the moment, and not really a competition for the game day squads. Each and every player who is fit and available normally is in the game day squad, so we don't have to take too many tough decisions at the moment. Yes, 1 or 2 perhaps, but due to the situation that we have a pretty tight group, we need each and every player. And obviously, Connor is an experienced player. It also had a great impact in the last game, also to turn the game against Leicester. And he's definitely also in my thoughts, also for the cup competition.
Anybody back? No fresh injuries anywhere else as well?
Yes, we have after the last game that cost lots of energy. Also a few doubts. Patrick Bamford showed a little reaction with his calf and also got a hit against his ankle. There's a question mark if he's available. Same with Chris Summerville. He has rolled his ankle and it's pretty swollen. So bigger question mark behind his availability. Little bruise for Daniel James. I think he should be available, but we'll see. At least a little question mark and a major question mark also behind Jorginho Ruta because he's got some problems with his hip flexor. Won't be able to train today, so we'll make a late decision with him. So, like I mentioned, we won't do anything stupid. We won't risk long-term injuries for this game. So there are a few question marks and there will be some late decisions. On the other hand, good news, Sam Byram is back in team training. It looks like he's available. We have to wait a bit for how many minutes, but he's back in team training and should be also at least an option for this game.
Thanks, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Hi. Because of the great run that you're on, can you go into this game without any fear and just enjoy it, be excited by it? Is the pressure all on Chelsea?
I don't like to play psychological mind games and give the pressure to someone else. So we feel pressure to represent our shirt in the best possible way in each and every game. But anyway, we definitely don't play football with fear. So there's not one game of football that I have played or that I've managed when I went into this game with fear. Quite often with respect and also knowing that you face really strong opponents and you have to be aware. It's the same right now against Chelsea because I think they have a side with fantastic potential. And we know that we are the underdog in this game. But the good thing is, like you mentioned, due to our really good position also in the league and that we're on a great run and also have ambition to finish in top position, we can go into this game with nothing to lose. And this is something also what we want to use again. So for me, probably Chelsea will be there with the best possible starting lineup and concentrate on this game. For us, we have to keep in mind, okay, that 3 league games are coming up, so we have to take some smart decisions as well, and we can't do anything special. Normally, in such a game when you're the underdog, I would like to prepare this game also in a special way, perhaps to mirror Chelsea a bit or to change the base formation, also to make us a bit unpredictable. But due to our schedule right now, we won't do anything that is away from our normal way of playing. So I don't want to break our rhythm. I don't want to play in a completely different way because it would also have an effect for the upcoming league game. So we will stick to what we've done in the past and also will do in the next game. So we will be ourselves in this game and try to be brave, and obviously also we have to defend really well. We know we need the best possible day in order to give us a chance to be successful. But in this mood we will travel. If we are not interested to be successful in this game, we won't even travel. Then we would give them a call and say, come on, you go through to the next round. No, we will travel, and once we travel and we have 11 guys on the pitch who were white, or I think tomorrow it's probably a pink shirt, then we make sure that we are competitive.
You mentioned after the game on Friday that win was priceless for belief and for the mood in the camp. Do you have a sense that the players are really relishing this and feel that they can create a shock?
Yes, I had the feeling, especially after the game, so also the scenes on the pitch, also afterwards in the dressing room, but also in the last 2 days I got the feeling, okay, right now it's also important to be not overexcited and to dance on the table, because it's not important where you are after 34 games. We are focused in order to be there where we want to finish after 46 games, and for that it wouldn't help us to be overexcited or over the moon or lose our ground. There's no necessity to do this because it's such a tight race. And for that, it's also important to travel also with a smile on our face and with nothing to lose, but also to stay focused and to keep going with really good performances. And this is why we travel also pretty focused and concentrated and want to be competitive in this game, yes.
Hi, Daniel. Was Friday night as close to a Premier League game as your team have had so far this season? And as such, would that make it good preparation for Chelsea?
I would definitely label this game as a game on Premier League level. Yes, a bit like, for example, also our first game away at Leicester, because Leicester's a really good side. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there with a record point tally in this league. And I was pretty pleased with our performance because it was a tight game. But overall, I would also judge it in the way that our work against the ball, our pressing, our counter pressing was spot on this day. Already in the first half, because in the first half I think we had 61% possession. In the second half, 60% possession. So I think no other game. Leicester was reduced to so little possession. I think against the ball we were excellent during the whole game, but on such a level, fine margins are always crucial, and they were able to score out of a flicked set piece. That we missed 2 or 3 big chances in the first half. So I think they were a bit lucky to be in lead at halftime, but on this level you have to be effective. We were then lucky for minute 50 to 70 or 75 because there are 2 or 3 big chances to score the second goal. I think in this period, overall, by our standards, it was not our best game in possession, because we had also perhaps even a bit more pressure and had to be quicker in our decision making, a bit more spot on in our decision making, because Leicester is also so organized and so good against the ball. And for that, I think we allowed them to have too many transition moments, and out of this, then they had 2 or 3 really good chances in the second half. So in this terms, it was a good preparation for the Chelsea game, because on such a level you have to be good in possession, and you can't allow a side who is so quick in transition. And Chelsea is the same, that they have too many interesting winnings of the ball in interesting areas. And this is definitely also a topic that will be crucial also against Chelsea. I think we have to be good in possession. We won't dominate the game like we did against Leicester in the home game. We know this. But we also need good possession spells. And if we are in possession, then we have to make sure that we don't allow Chelsea to have interesting winnings of the ball in dangerous areas. And for that, it definitely was a good preparation also for this game, yes.
Cray seems to get his fair share of ankle injuries. Is that an occupational hazard for a player who carries the ball in tight spaces like he does? And how concerned are you about his fitness?
Well, it's never easy, because 46 games, 2 cup competitions for a young player, and also for a young player who was not used to play week in, week out, not even to speak about all 3 days on this level. It's also a new experience for him and also for his body. So for that, we always have to be careful. And obviously, he's one of the standout players during the whole season so far, with many end products, and many opponents are really focused and concentrated and try to play aggressive against him, and he gets many hits and knocks, and it's also due to his way of playing. But we shouldn't change it, because we need his bravery on the ball and also his quality in 1-against-1 duels. But doesn't take anything away that he will be there with aggressive tackles against him, and will be there sometimes with little injuries and hits and bruises. It's also something he has to learn to adapt to it and to deal with the situation, and there are no complaints about this. Yes, recent weeks were a bit difficult for him because it was a bit stop and go for him in training. We had to take care for him in many situations, and he was not involved in too many proper training sessions in the recent week, and this is never helpful for the rhythm of the player. If the training wouldn't be important, we would just show up for the games and play the games anyhow. So I think the last 3 or 4 weeks were not ideal in this terms. We have to make sure that we sort his problems with his body out, so that he's also capable not just to handle the load with the games, but also that he's capable to be there with proper training rhythm. But we have to keep in mind it's more or less the first season for him in these terms, and for that also to be there with smart decisions.
I just wanted to ask you a question about Archie Gray's development and the sort of plan for him from here. He's obviously been really impressive this season, but I just wonder whether at some point down the line for him to make the next step, you're going to feel compelled to move him into the centre of midfield. Is that something in your mind?
I wouldn't label it that it's the next step for him to play in central midfield, because he played there more or less each every game in the beginning of the season. And it's not that the central midfield position is more valuable than the fullback position. So you need top class players on each and every position. And who knows? So perhaps he ends up in playing always fullback in his career, because he has all the ingredients to be outstanding on this position. I still rate him a bit more as a central midfielder, because he has also all the ingredients to shine in this position. But we'll also always make a decision what is the best for the group, for the squad, and also for Leeds United. So with all respect to Archie, we take care for him and try to be there with the best possible backing of his development and also for his career. And I think we do this in a pretty sensible and sensitive way. But it's not so much about an individual player. So it's more like the question is what the individual player can bring to Leeds United, because this club and this group of players and this team is always more important than just perhaps the individual development of some players. So for that, we'll always be there with a decision what is the best for Leeds United. And if he delivers at the moment on the fullback position so many good performances like he did, and is even there right now with crucial goals, so we had to wait a bit for this. Then happy days, but I wouldn't rule out that also during this season he will play also a few times in the central midfield position. But to be honest, we have also lots of competition in this area. So Ethan Ampadu has excelled in this position. Ilya Gruev right now is excellent. Glenn Kamara. So we have also lots of competition, and I think Archie is happy when he's on the pitch and can deliver like he did also in the recent weeks.
Did you think that you'd be able to rely on him to this extent in this season, given how young he is? It's a lot of minutes for a 17-year-old, but it's not been a problem for him physically.
Not yet. That's right, and this is quite impressive. I was a bit more careful in my judgment in the beginning of the season, because you can't just rely on a 17-year-old as a cornerstone in your team. And you can't really predict how it would work out in terms of his body, how he can handle the load, especially in the championship in such a tough physical league. But he's doing excellent, and for that, my concerns that I had a bit in the beginning of the season have eased up a lot. And meanwhile, he's showing that he's capable to perform all 3 days. We will still be careful, and whenever there's a chance, also to give him a little rest and a little break. We are tempted to do this, but meanwhile he has convinced all of us that he's capable to handle loads, and he looks physically really to be there in an outstanding shape. Yes, that's right.